Hi, I'm Guru Ganesh, and in this vid I'll be making an argument for why the new Gatling system in Strive is good, specifically why I think it's a good fit for the kind of game that Strive is. I am going to be prefacing this with the fact that I've played past GG games. I've started with the original, I've mostly played Rev 2 and a bit of Plus R as well in the mix. If there are any mistakes in this, then I do apologise, but this is more of an opinion piece than anything else. I am also not arguing that the new Gatling system is better or worse than the old one, but rather that it fits the kind of game and style that Strive is aiming for. This is also solely focusing on the Gatling system. Other system changes such as the variable wake-up timings and variable combos due to weight and so on will therefore not be mentioned. So to start with, I will give a quick rundown of what the old Gatling system was in case someone who started with Strive is watching this video. The easiest way I can think of to describe the old system is that it follows the Magic series, most commonly found in games like Marvel vs. Capcom. What this means is that you can press buttons in order of strength and you'll get a combo. In Marvel, this would look like going from light to medium to heavy, and in Guilty Gear this would be going from P to K to S to H to D. Something like that. Notably, the reason why old games had this Gatling system was so that people could just kind of mash buttons, just mash it out and you'd get a cool looking combo. As well as this Magic series, characters have Gatlings that are unique to them. For example, Mei can do /6H, and Jam can do /5H, 2H. What this means is that along with having a very simple and intuitive system, each character also has unique traits to make them stand out. This is also further exemplified by the fact that different characters can jump cancel out different moves. So, what is Strive's Gatling system then? In the way that the old Gatling system could be compared to MVC's Magic series, Strive's Gatling system more closely resembles Street Fighter's target combos, except imagine everyone had the same target combos. So to start, most everything will combo into your command normals, so 5p 6p, 5k 6p, /6p. Besides that, P can't really gattle into anything besides itself. You can see I'm hitting slash, hitting heavy, hitting K, doesn't work. Yeah. Then we have K into D, so 5k 5D. It does gattle, it doesn't combo because D is slow. We can do 2k 2D, we can do 5k 2D. Then we have slash into heavy, so we can do /5H, /2H, and we can do /5H. We can also do /2H, but didn't hit because of / being far. This isn't to say that Strive's Gatling system doesn't have options. The delay window on Gatlings and specials add a lot to the game and what you can do. One of the simplest things you can do is that it allows you to bait out counter hits to punish it easily. Over this past week, I can't count how many times I've done a close slash, delayed the 6H, and got on the 6H to counter hit for insane damage and an insanely damaging conversion. So if I can show that, like that. This delay in your Gatlings also pairs nicely with general delay pressure such as 5k delay 5k, I can get that as a counter hit. This delay pressure, however, does have drawbacks to it, such as making situations that were once true now escapable or blockable. I've had a few times where I was trying to fish for a counter hit, only to wait too long and now I lost the combo, didn't get the counter hit, or they're able to block it or punish me for it, such as, let's see if I can show, something like that, for example. Or, yeah, so something like that, delay it too much, you get counter hit out. Now imagine if you did something like Vapor Thrust. All of this delay pressure ties neatly into Strive's new IV window. In older games, the window to instant block was, if I'm remembering correctly, 6 frames. In Strive it is now 2, and that sounds like a bit of an arbitrary decision, making it harder, until you remember just how much you can delay the buttons in this game. If it could delay your buttons and then the defender could IB it without changing the timing, it kind of defeats the point of being able to delay your buttons. This is a topic that I admittedly can't cover in detail here. I'm not knowledgeable enough in it, so in the description I will leave a link to SKT's video on this topic, which he covered the topic in far greater detail than I ever could. I'm sure if you're watching this, you've already seen that video, but either way. So, a very big question is, why change the Gatling system at all? The old one was very beginner friendly, and we all know Strive is trying to get new people in. To me, it is to force people to play with more intent. The less options we have, the more we need to think about the options we do have. Now, I can't just mash 5P and then convert that into an admittedly low damage knockdown situation. So, I can't do that. Another reason is what they want combos to be able to achieve. Being able to easily hit confirm a low into a 2D is a strong tool that 2B Gatling options offer. Oki is something that Oxys have made a conscious decision to nerf, going from Xrd to Strive. We see this with the wall mechanic existing, moves and knockdowns leaving people further away than normal, and so on. If we look at two characters that have somewhat retained their Oki and strategies, Millie and Eno, we can see how much they've weakened in the transition going from Strive to Xrd to Strive. I'm not saying this as a Millie apologist, but rather simply saying the fact that a lot of Millie's moves are much slower in this game compared to previous games. And when we look at Eno, she's lost her Air Command Grab and she's lost Vertical Chemical Love. These characters still retain their game plans and are very strong in Strive with their knockdown and Oki options, but it's still clear that aspects of them have to be nerfed to fit into the Strive mold. This is also not the only reason why she's strong, but Mei has easy hit confirms to get into her 3k command normal, which acts very similarly to a 2D thanks to the fact that it has a hard knockdown, but it's a command normal so she can do it into most buttons. So for example, she can do /3k. She can do PP3k, 5P5P3k. See? She can do this kind of thing into, she can go something like that, and of course this is not the only reason why she's strong, but I can't deny that it isn't a factor in my opinion. Next I will be talking about some of the stuff about the new Gatling system, which I like and which I think adds to the game. The shorter Gatling is also likely why damage is so high in this game. Even a short 3-hit combo of there's a decent chunk of damage, and that's kind of because it has to. Combos also have a lot of complexity and depth to them, with different combos depending on ranges, the speed of your execution with Geo, some characters having micro dashes for extensions, and of course there are all the RCs, fast RCs, dash RCs, etc. This emphasis on smaller strings but bigger damage may lead people to think that rounds would be short, but in reality this leads to far more footsies and neutral play, since the big damage only comes from when you're close to the opponent typically. This means that the time between those big damage combos is longer, so rounds are, at least in my experience and knowledge, around the same length of time comparing +R to Strive to Xrd. And even then, with Xrd, it's a faster paced game, but with the YRC system, it can feel a lot slower than it otherwise would be. So another point that I want to bring up is that with the shorter block string, turns can go back and forth way more quickly. You can even somewhat keep your turn going if you delay pressure, or you use moves to keep the block string kind of looping together. So, you can kind of keep it going like that. Either way, you only need to block, a couple hits in a true block string before you can attempt to take your turn back. This is way better than in previous games where you would kind of be blocking for a little while before you were able to try and do anything. This means that new players can play with intentionality way quicker. This isn't to say that there isn't any depth to the system. The power to delay Gatlings and cancels really cannot be overstated in my opinion. So in short, a lot of Strive's design really does revolve around the new Gatling system in my opinion. damage and frame data are balanced around it, as is the new instant block window. To top it off, there is still a lot of complexity to be found in the systems this new Gatling system has to offer, thanks to the generous windows for cancels and Gatlings, which can allow for counter hit fishing, but runs the risk of making what was once a true combo or a true block string not true, giving gaps to the opponent to kind of fight their way out. The new Gatlings also allow for turns to go back and forth, also be stolen and restolen from each other much more quickly at a faster pace, all while keeping the average time of a round relatively in line with all the entries in the franchise. This is all for the goal of making people play with intentionality even quicker, while nerfing situations you can get a 2D knockdown in, but not actually nerfing the situation itself. When I first heard of the Gatling changes, much like a lot of older GG players, I was very wary. Oh no, that's simplifying it too much is what I thought. And truthfully, until I actually got to play the game, bear in mind I don't own a PlayStation 4 or 5, so I didn't get to play in any of the betas, and got the old Gatling muscle memory out of my head, that I realised what they were trying to achieve with this new system. I don't think it's perfect. I do think the uniqueness and creativity from the older games is lacking, and I do think I prefer the older system overall. I also think that this new system fits in line with what Strive is trying to be, and I think that in itself is worthy of praise. This is all, of course, coming from someone who's only played the game for about a week, so time will tell if my opinions on the matter change substantially. If you've watched this all the way to the end, thank you, and I hope this wasn't too much of a jumbled mess of thoughts. If you thought what I said was interesting or anything like that, please let me know. This is the first kind of discussion video that I've made, so I might try to make more in the future if people are into it, if people like what I have to say. In the meantime, you can find my links in the description. I post a lot on Twitter, and, every now and then I do stream on Twitch, so with all that being said, have a good day, and I'll see you around.